Red button means we're live, a casual take with your boy Steven Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. So, yes, we're back in 2018 again because James Harden is just putting up 40 to 50 points like it's nothing. He's just been on a tear recently, and it's been so fun to watch. And last night, he probably had the best game of the season, a double nickel on the Charlotte Hornets, which ties the lead wide scoring mark with Nikola Jokic and SGA. Mind you, James Harden is 36 years old, the beard, and he just dropped 55 points. So when I was watching the game last night, I couldn't help but think, man, I'm just so glad that James Harden had that performance last night because people are finally starting to realize how special of a scorer he truly is, right? Because I'm old enough to remember back when he had these numbers 7 days a week. People would just take it for granted because, oh, he's a flopper, a free throw merchant, playoff choker, fat, right? People would laugh at him every year. He would get bounced out of the playoffs like these scoring achievements meant nothing. But let me know if this means anything to you. James Harden now has two more 55-point games than LeBron, Steph, and KD combined. Okay, right now in these last 5 games, Harden is averaging 38, 7, and 8. Used to do that all the time in 2018, but people didn't care. But now that he's doing it at 36 years old on a Clippers team that is literally throwing up on themselves, what a disaster they've been. I've seen on Twitter, people are starting to ask themselves, man, have we been watching a maybe top 5 score ever? Yeah, you have. Yes, you have, but you didn't appreciate it at its peak. Now, I know. I hear it. I hear it. My friends, some of my friends who are watching this, they're Clipper, James Harden fans, are like, ironic, you're part of the problem. I'm going to go on record. I am guilty once or twice for making a couple James Harden fat suit jokes and choker jokes, okay? I can't help it. It's low-hanging fruit. But if you've been a long-time listener, I've always defended James Harden or came to his praise when he would have nights like this because I always knew how special of a scorer he truly was. I made my jokes, and I understand he didn't live up to the playoff expectations that his numbers in the regular season he was supposed to have. But the guy has 25 50-point games. That ties Kobe for third all time. It's a performance that's so impressive that you got people starting to question, is this guy better than Dwayne Wade all time? Now, I'm not going to go as far as say James Harden's better than Dwayne Wade because Dwayne Wade in 2006, the guy had one of the most impressive title runs you ever see at 21 years old, 22 years old, going out there and getting a ring against Dirk Nowitzki, averaging 30 a game, and then 2 more with LeBron. He did something that James Harden could never do. Okay, but this longevity is getting really serious with James Harden. And I want people to remember this too. If Chris Paul didn't pull his hamstring in that Golden State series in game 5 or game 6 when the Rockets were up 3-2, James Harden, they would have beat the 2018 Cavs. James Harden would have a ring. Imagine James Harden, MVP, 3-time scoring champ, averaged 36 in a game, most since Michael Jordan's 37, multiple-time All-NBA first team, beating out triple-double Westbrook and prime Steph Curry. If he had a ring on top, that resume is one of the best resumes you'll ever see in your life. And so post-game, James Harden said, quote, basketball is life. And I love that quote because I saw someone tweet about this, and I love this tweet too, that, you can say what you want about James Harden's playoff performances. That, how much can these regular season scoring numbers really matter if he goes out there and has that series like he did against San Antonio, gets blocked by Ginobili? It was really bad. It was a really bad underperformance from James Harden. But what you can't take away from Harden is that when he's healthy, he's going to show up. He's not going to load, manage, take a night off. He's going to go out there and get his buckets because to him, basketball is life. And he carried the Clippers last year. He did. As to why he was All-NBA third team. Was a 20-10 guy every night. And this year, he took it up a notch. He's now averaging, what Stephen A. Smith said a couple years ago, he's averaging 40. He's doing that now on the Clippers team that without James Harden averaging 40, 50 points a night, the Clippers could be handing their own draft pick to Oklahoma City, and it could be Cam Boozer next year. That's the only thing holding the league back from wide destruction is James Harden having these performances. And so tonight, the Clippers have it back-to-back. Harden's probably not going to have another 40, 50-point performance. Back-to-back 36-year-old guy, he's probably going to need an off night. That's a lot for a 36-year-old on his body. They play the Cavs and Kawhi returns. And just knowing me, whenever I praise a guy and then the same night they have another game, they usually have their first stinker. But what we can't take away from James Harden is that he is truly one of the greatest scorers this game's ever seen. I like to say he's roughly top 5. He doesn't have the playoff scoring numbers that we would like, but what he's doing in the regular season now at 36 years old, is insane. And he deserves all this flowers. Yeah, he didn't show up in the postseason, but you know what? In the regular season, when you need James Harden to go out there and put points up on the scoreboard because no one else will for your team, he's absolutely going to do that. And the fact now that he has 11 career 50, he has 11 career 55-point games. No, this was his 11th highest, This was his 11th highest scoring mark. It was 55 points. 11th highest scoring mark was 55 points. 55 points is the career franchise mark for the Clippers and the Rockets. Truly a special score. But let me know what you guys think about James Harden's performance yesterday. Follow me on Twitter at StephenPepper38. Until next time, see ya.